As Bubba says, I'm gonna make some wiki today.
Popcorn Sutton was the most famous American outlaw moonshiner. His influence extends beyond Mark and Digger to the entire moonshine community.
Last year, me and Mark and JB, we perfected Popcorn's corn liquor recipe.
Wow.
But the way the current liquor market is, folks want multi-grain grain bills in their liquor. So once we figure out the recipe, we're gonna make a tremendous amount of money. Popcorn never used the same recipe every time. You know what I mean? I know that there's corn and there's barley and there's rye. We're just going to have to experiment till we get to this. We can sell it for more than what we've been selling regular old corn liquor for.
Everybody in the country still wants Popcorn Sutton's liquor. You know, there's never going to be any more Popcorn's liquor. So, you know, I think there would be a tremendous market for it.
I think we can nail it. You better get out of that. Your eyes are going to be cross-eyed here in a little bit. Barrel number one's good and clear.
That's deader than last year's calendar, baby man. Let's see what old JB looks like. Oh, yeah, there ain't an ounce of cap left on that.
That's good enough to drink all by itself.
Well, let's set us up 2 pots, make 2 runs, and then we'll see where we're at.
In Cocke County, Tennessee, Mark and Digger are firing up 4 back-to-back runs in an attempt to reverse engineer a Popcorn Sutton multigrain recipe that was more than a decade ahead of its time.
There's one of these stills over here farted.
I bet it did.
Or you did one, then run off without it. Get you raise that cap up just a little bit.
These are half barrels of mash, which is 25 gallons. We're going to use 2 small stills, just enough to distill this small amount. We don't need to make a whole big run of something that's an experiment. Looking good? I'm gonna get my mash in here, Puss.
Well, if you're gonna get yours, I'm gonna get mine. On the first run, I've got the one that's got more barley, and Mark's got the one that's got equal amounts of rye and barley.
Let's light them up, Puss.
Light them up.
What I don't like is the waiting time.
No, I ain't crazy about it, but it's part of the game.
I've actually got a little bit of moisture right here in the end of my worm gathering up.
Y'all see a doctor about that. Well, you know, even today, old Popcorn, he's still striping our legs.
He's been dead 10 years, and he's still finding something for us to do. We've always heard that there was only 2 people that ever knowed the recipe of Coca-Cola, and they never rode in the same car or anything in case they had a wreck and killed both of them. I don't know if there's any truth to that legend or not, but, you know, Popcorn's dead. Regardless of whatever he did, he didn't write it down, so we've got to determine the best we can what this particular recipe was. I'm gonna get ready here, baby man.
Me too, 'cause mine's hotty McHot. I think it won't be long now.
Yeah, I got a little liquor over here, Puss.
That's what you looking for.
Pretty little stream.
There we go. Hot dog.
I'm just gonna catch them heads.
Yeah.
The first few ounces to come out of the still contain a colorless and odorless alcohol called methanol, which if consumed can cause illness or death.
I about got me a jug full. See how much I can keep from spilling here.
I ain't never not spilled none.
We spilled enough liquor to make every alcoholic in the world cry.
Mark and Digger's first test run yields 2.5 gallons each of the high barley and the balanced barley rye moonshine.
Well, we got 1 and we got 3. Now we got to do 2 and JB.
Digger is running JB's mash in his second run, and I'm running extended amount of rye grain.
Yeah, I believe that rye is going to be a little too powerful, but time will tell. Rye is a very strong grain. I think it's going to just run the barley flavor plumb out of town.
I don't care which one of them is right. I prefer it not be JB's.
Yeah, that's going to leave us wondering if something happens.
Mark and Digger's second run of the day produces 2.5 gallons each of the rye heavy liquor and JB's mystery blend.
Hard part's over.
It ain't if none of these is right. You know, there's always a chance that none of these match Popcorn's recipe that we found that we're trying to recreate. But we're gonna start sampling them, see what happens, and keep our fingers crossed.
Mash 1.
Now, this is the one with a whole lot of barley.
Damn fine liquor. It's close, but it ain't right on it.
I can't really pick up very much of the rye. Now, this one is 5 pounds of rye 2.5 pounds of barley.
I get leather.
Yeah, across your
Rye, strong rye. That'd make a good Bloody Mary, though. The way the market's going now, people are going back to grain liquor.
It's just equal amounts of rye and barley.
But it's not just corn, it's blending some other grains with it. That we can deconstruct this liquor and reverse engineer it because of popcorn's legend status. We're gonna make the money off of it. And that's pretty close.
It's really, really good, Puss.
Yeah, but there's a little more rye in that one right there.
All right, let's try the Raiders here. We're hoping that JB's is not the one because we can't recreate it because we don't know exactly what he's put in it. All right, let's try the Raiders here. Dad, damn.
That's like a damn young and the restless. It'd bring tears to your eyes. There's no way we can say that this liquor is not good liquor, but it's hot liquor. Let's put onions in it.
Maybe.
And hot liquor's not what we're looking for right here. Well, we know Raiders out.
We know this one's out.
Too much rye. So we got 3 and 1. We could blend them and see where we stand there.
Okay.
The number 1 mash, it's got a lot of barley in it and not enough rye. The number 3 mash, it's got too much rye, not enough barley. So, you know, it only stands to reason we blend these two together, it's closer to what we want.
See what you think.
I like a meal.
Wow.
By George, I think we've got it.
Wow, surely to gosh.
Couldn't have been that easy, but it was.
We mixed mash 1 and mash 3 together, and it equaled out very, very nicely. I believe that's it. When we start making the popcorn Sutton by Mark and Digger liquor, we stand to make a lot of money in today's market. Jog down what this is, the combining of these two. These are just half barrels, so we just add them together, and this will give us the proper ratio for 1 barrel.
All right, in 1 barrel, 20 pounds of corn, 8 pounds of barley, 5.5 pounds of rye, and 50 pounds of sugar.
50 pounds of sugar. That's good, but I'm happy with it.
As it stands right now, with these 2 separate liquors mixing together, it's the exact flavor we're looking for. But we don't know what it's gonna be when it's made into a mash and then run from there.
This recipe has got to be followed to the damn T.